So okay. So today we'll see about the row generator. Okay. So we'll see about the development and debug stages. That is a row generator. Now, what do you mean by a row generator? Now, what is a column generator? Yes, please answer someone.
The column which is not available in the source, we can get an additional column which is not available in the source.
So we can get an additional column which is not available in the source, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
for different purposes, right?
Yes.
So you can get a
Yeah.
column while you are doing the aggregator, while doing the aggregations. If you don't have a joining field, I mean, if you don't have a grouping field, then
Magic. Yeah.
yeah. So for that we can get it. If you are doing for a joining and you don't have a matching fields, then you can also do that. So we have seen multiple, scenarios on the column generator. Yes or no? In the previous recordings. Nasir?
Yes.
Right? We have seen multiple videos on the column generator. So, in the
Yes.
similar fashion, we have something like row generator. Okay? So, what is that row generator? So, row generator is also something related to this, but here we are going to create a rows. Okay? Here we are going to create a row. So, what is the purpose of the row? Can anyone just think? So, what exactly the purpose of the row to create it?
Is there like could be a multiple purposes? Like if you need to add someone,
What is that?
if you need to add someone.
Yeah. So here the row generator is having two main purposes. Okay. So the two main purposes is you want to create a row which is not coming from the source. Okay. You want to create a row which the values are not coming from the source. And you want to create a row where you can also use for triggering the transformation. Try to understand. So the row generator is a stage which we can use for any purpose. For any purpose. You can also create a dummy row which is nowhere used. You can also create a valid row which is being used. So let's see two scenarios where exactly we will be using this row generator. Okay? I will show you clearly what are the scenarios where we can use it. Now let me show you one scenario that think clearly. I have a file, okay, and I'm getting the data like this. P 100. Yes, 200. So this is what I am getting a file from one of the file. Try to understand very clearly, guys. Okay, this is the data which I am getting from one of the file. So save it. I am saving it out. Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the data which I am getting from one of the file. Where do I need to save? I need to save in the computer. Open this C files. So I am saying r1.txt. r1.txt. Save it. Okay. So P100 S200. Now I have another file. I am getting the data P Rajesh S Harish. Okay, so I am getting the data like this: P Rajesh, S Harish. So I am saving it. So I am saying r2.txt. So let's put r2 only. Why to keep txt? So the similar. So what is the data which I am having, sir? I am having in one of the file P100 and S100, and another file I am having P Harish and S P Rajesh and S Harish. So this is what the data which I am getting. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the first time I am getting the data. My target file requires, try to understand very clearly. My target file requires P100 Rajesh, yes, 200 Harish. So this is what my target file requires. How would you do that?
You can use join together.
You can use join. What kind of join you will use?
Inner
You can
join.
use join, inner join. On which field you will be joining?
P and S.
Right. P and S, that is a field. Suppose for
Chief
example that
field.
field name is identifier flag. Now on that particular identifier flag you will be using as a joining key and you will join. So you will get one P, one S in the target and you can get the 100 Rajesh, 200 Harish. Yes or no, Nasim?
Yes, sir.
Nasir, you understood? You need to use the join. Right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now think very, so this is what my target requires. My target also says if there is no data, so for example P100 S200 is coming. Now in the source, in the other source, the data is something like this. So in other source, the data is not having, so it got changed to H, it got changed to J. Now what data I will get with the help of inner join? So you said inner join. So with the help of inner join, what data will I get now? Nasir,
Nothing. Null. Yes, sir.
Nasir, what data will be getting?
You're joining R1 and R2, right?
Yeah, we are joining R1 and R2 and we are joining on the identifier flag. So what data you will get?
You'll get 4 records.
How?
EMS and HNJ.
How will you get 4 records? I am doing inner join.
Oh, inner join. Okay.
So inner join, how many records you will get?
The records are not matching. You're
So, so the records are not matching, so you won't get anything, right?
the
Right. So you won't get anything as an output. But my requirement says, my target requirement is I want P100, and if there is no match, then I should not get anything. I can keep it as a blank. That is null. I can get it as null. And if Harish is also not there, then I can keep it as a null. But I want PS. I want PS. So now this is the requirement I am saying. Okay. So this is a requirement. Now what would you do? Which type of join I will be using?
Left outer.
Left outer join. So that all the records from the left table will come and the right unmatched records, as P and S are unmatched records. So you will get null and null. Right? Guys, understood?
Yes.
Yes. Now my source has got changed. So the P got changed to H, S got changed to J. Okay. Now try to understand very clearly. H 100, J 200, H Rajesh, J Harish. Now my target file says, now listen very carefully, my target file says if there is no data for P and S coming from the sources, even though you use left outer join, even though you use inner join, that doesn't matter. If there is no data coming from the source, I need to have P null null, S null null. Now how would you get it? You understood, guys?
Yeah, I understand the question there.
Right? So far when you have both matches, you did inner join, which is fine. Now I changed a little bit scenario that second source is not matching. Then you said left outer join. Now both sources are not matching, but still I need P and S. That is what the target is. The target requires P, S. P means provider, S means subscriber. This is a real-time scenario. P and S it requires for sure. And the values you will get only when there is a match. If there is no match, you won't get. But P and S is required. What would you do for this? So,
You will generate two dummy rows in the
right. So
R1 table.
you will generate two dummy
Only one
rows.
column.
With only one column, you will generate two dummy rows, and you will use those input as a left input, and you will do left outer join, and you will match both the sources. Whenever you have P and S, you will get the values. Whenever you don't have P and S, you won't get the values. So let me show you one by one. Okay. So let me keep here P and S, and let me keep here P and S. Save these two. So R2 got saved. Save this one. R1 is also got saved. Don't save this. Let's go and create a job. So right click, new, parallel job, Control S, join with RG. That means row generator. So save this. Get the flat file. Go to the view, palette, file. Get the flat file, sequential file. Now go to the source. I'm processing. Get the join, and for join at least two files should be there. So get the other sequential file and the target. So this is what the basic thing which we'll be doing. So connect first, and connect this one later, and connect to the target. Now give the file names. So this one I will give it as a R1 C colon slash files slash R1 dot txt. Now it is having only two columns, right? The format is pipe. So remove this comma, give pipe. Is there any quotes coming? No. So remove this. Go to the columns. What are the columns I have? Flag. And another column is salary. The flag is varchar. Salary is integer. So this is what the two columns. Press OK. Now come to this. It is R2. C colon slash files slash R2 dot txt. Format again. It's comma, quote, no quotes. Come to the columns. The joining field should be the same, right? So that is a flag. Another one is name. Flag is having varchar, name is having varchar. Now press OK. Now the first condition you made it as a true, that is both joining fields should be the same. So that's what when you go to the key, you will get a joining field flag which is same. And you do left outer join. Because even though there is no matching in the second source, the right source, I mean from the left source, you will get all the records. So you do left outer join, and when you are doing left outer join, first thing is you need to do the input. What partitioning? Hash partitioning, perform sort. On which field you will select? Will I select salary field? Nasim? Do I need to select salary field? Or do I select flag field?
Flag field.
Flag field, why?
Because you pick the flag field over there.
Because we have used the flag field as a joining key, okay?
Yeah.
That's the reason. So you need to select the flag field. Now another link, go to the other link and also do the hash partitioning, perform sort, and here also click on the flag field. Now come to the output. Now you drag all the columns into the output. So press OK. Come to the flat file here, give the path and give the name as join underscore rg out dot txt. Now you don't worry about the format and everything. Let's remove the quotes and you just give the pipe. The columns are there. That's okay. Compile it. So once you are compiled, run it. So you are running it. So let's see how the data has come. 2 and 2 rows have flown. Now you go to the target and you see what is the target file is all about. So you have got P100 Rajesh Harish. So this is what I have got expected. Now I am changing in the Harish. So I am changing here H and I am changing here J. So Control S, saved it. Now I will run the job. No changes, I will run the job. So again if I run the job, I should get nulls if there is no match. So let's see, am I getting nulls or not? So I am getting null. There is no values. Clear guys?
Yes.
There is no values. Now I will change in the R1. R1 also I will change it to H and J. Now if I run it again, then instead of P and S I will get H and J. Right? Because I kept it as a left outer join, then I will get H and J. So if you want to see, just run it, then you will understand. Because I changed the source file, the R1 file also I have changed it to H and J. So if I run it again, then my data in the join underscore RG, you will get H and J. See here, H and J you are getting, but I don't want H and J. I want P and S only. If there is no data coming from the source for P, make it as a 0. If there is no data coming from this, make it as a 0. And if there is no data coming from the second source also, keep it as a null, no issues. There is no data coming from the Harish, keep it as a null, no issues. Understood guys?
Yes, yes, sir.
So you need to get the P and S for sure. That is what you need. So how to do that? So let's see how to do that. So now for that particular reason, get the row generator stage where you generate a row. So this is the row generator stage. Now this row generator stage, what I am going to do is I am going to generate two rows with P and S, and this row should go for sure into the target. Now when I want this row to go for sure into the target, now this link will go for a left outer join. So make this DS link 8 as left. Clear?
Okay. Yes.
So DS link 8 is a left outer join, and also make this as a hash partitioning. So we'll do that once you create a rows. Now double click. Now how many records you want? You want only 2 records, right?
Yes, sir.
The number of records is equal to 2. Just keep like that. Now go to the columns. What column you want to create? The same column, that is flag. What is the data type? Varchar. Nullable? No. Now again, you double click on this. In the 1, wherever the 1 is there, double click. Now you come to the generator, go to the algorithm, the cycle, keep the value P, and whatever the other value is, yes. Now 2 values it will generate. How many records? Only 2 records. So P, yes. Apply and then press close. Clear, guys?
Yes.
So you created a varchar and then you got a values like this. Now press OK. Now you got the flag. The joining condition is flag for all these 3. Yes. Come to the input and give the hash partitioning on this flag. And you kept as a left outer join. Press OK. Now you see, in this flat file also HJ is there. In this flat file also HJ is there. But here I am getting P and S. So I should get P and S in the target. So let's compile. So invalid derivation, because the left outer is, left link is the root, this one, right? So you need to drag the flag from the left link. DS link 8. And DS link 4 salary is from the first file. DS link 5 name is from the second file. And this is the flag is from the row generator. So I pressed OK and I compiled it. And I'm running it. So let's see. 2 rows should come from the row generator as well. And 2 rows should flow to the target as well. So 2 rows have flown. Now if you go and see that. Have you got it, guys?
Yes.
So this is a scenario of the row generator. So row generator is being used to create a rows in the target whenever we require. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Is the concept clear?
Yeah, concept.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's see the other purpose of the row generator. Okay. So what is the other purpose of the row generator? The row generator other purpose is just for a dummy purpose. Okay. Just for a dummy purpose. Now when I say just for a dummy purpose, what is that? What exactly I am trying to say? So there are stages which require an input to trigger. Okay. There are stages which require input to trigger. But for that particular stage, you are not, there is no requirement of input because all the values you have hard coded it. Try to understand very clearly. Okay. Let's take an example, transformer stage. Okay. The scenario is, let's take transformer stage. For that transformer stage, you need input for sure. Input is required. Input link is required. Okay. To trigger the transformer stage, input row is required. But the necessity of the input row is not there in the transformer because I have hard coded everything in the transformer. So let me show you clearly, then only you will understand. Now let's go and create another new generator with transformer. Okay. So my requirement is, I want like this SDR pipe, uh, some count. What is the count is 1 2 3 4. This is the count, and the file name is file underscore 2016 0518 dot csv. So this is what I want. So this is what I want in a file. Okay. Now header is a also, I can hard code it. 1 2 3 4 is a number, I can also hard code it. File underscore this one, I can also hard code it. So these three values I can hard code it. Okay. Now how to hard code it? Let me show you. So go to the processing. So how the hard coding can be done? How hard coding can be done in the transformer. So just bring the transformer and you connect the flat file and drag this. So once double click on this flat file. Now create three columns. One is the first column is header column. The second column is count column. The third column is file name column. So this is the three columns. There are multiple ways to do that. I will show you one by one. Now header is a varchar. The data types, it's a varchar, it's an integer. Now this is also a varchar. Okay. So varchar, integer and all this stuff. Now how to hardcode? Just go here. Nothing. You have header, right? Red color. Now here you see derivation. Double click on this. Just double click. Now you can hardcode. SDR. Single quotes. Now see it turned into blue. Now count. Double click. 1 2 3 4. Now it will turn into blue. File name. Single quote. File underscore 2016 15 08 whatever it is dot csv in the single quote. Now it will turn to blue. So do you require any input link? Do you see any input link is required?
No.
No, right?
No.
So you are not able to see any, you don't require any input link because all these values are hard coded.
Okay.
So there is no necessity of the input. So I pressed OK and I connected to the target. So I will connect to the target. Now I will give the flat file name c:/files/ rg underscore tx dot txt. Now go to the format. I will keep it as a file. Now double remove this. And columns, these are the three columns. Press OK. Okay, I am done. There is no necessity of the input. That's it. But to trigger this transformer, an input link is required. Input link is required, but the input link necessity is not required. You understand that the sense?
Yes, sir.
Input link is required, but the link importance is not there in the transformer.
Okay.
Now, during these particular situations, so how can you create an input link? Dummy row. Come to the row generator stage. Drag this. Connect to this and just create a dummy row. Dummy, give the integer just and press OK. No value setting, nothing. You no need to set any value. And I am not linking the dummy here. See, there is no linkage.
Okay.
So the linkage is not there. Only thing is the input link should be there. That's all.
So if we do not link it, how does the transformer recognize that there's a linkage there?
That is what I'm saying. Without the link, it won't trigger.
Okay.
The link should be there. The input link should be there. You understand?
Yeah, no, I understand that part, but we are not linking it when we double click on the transformer and try to link. How does it?
Sir, I am saying this input link is not necessary. Input linking means this dummy row is not required in the output.
Okay, I see. Okay.
That is what I am saying. The dummy row values are not required in the output.
Okay.
Linking is this one. This is the link. And that value, the dummy row values are not required in the transformer output, right? Because do I need any dummy row values?
No. I got it, sir. I got it.
You got it, right?
Yes,
There is no importance of this dummy row.
Right.
There is no importance of this input row. But the link is required. Input link is required to trigger. So I have created a dummy row generator and I linked it. Now see, once I compile, it compiles. And once I trigger, it executes, and you observe. Now you will observe how many rows it will create. Now see, sir, how many rows it created?
10, right?
10 rows. Why? Why, sir, 10 rows? But I have hard coded here only one, right?
The default row generator will generate 10 rows, I think.
So the default, the row generator is generating 10 records. But now tell me, if the row generator is generating 10 records, how come the transformer is running 10 times? But I have no link, right?
Yes, you're right.
So the concept here is transformer will run for each row. Even though there is no link of these dummy values, this particular section, the DS link 3 section, the hard coding value section, is being triggered 10 times for each input row. So that's the reason I have got 10 records. So if I just keep the number of records to 1, so then what will happen? Only one row will come as an output. And you can see the output, what exactly you have got it. You got this. So this is what I need and I got the same thing. Right?
Yes, sir.
Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here there is one more thing to show you, that rather than creating three columns, creating three columns, I can do it in a single column. How to do that? Just make this column name as record. Just something. Okay. Now here itself I can hard code it and I can concatenate it. So right click and click this concatenate. Okay. Now with what you want to concatenate? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now again click this, and now you need pipe, right? You need pipe. So single quote, pipe, single quote, and again you concatenate 1, 2, 3, 4. So concatenate symbol is colon. So again you concatenate single quote, pipe, single quote. Again you concatenate, and then you write down file underscore 2016 0518 dot csv.
How did you get the screen, like concatenate?
Huh?
How did you get the screen there previously?
Which screen, sir?
The other one.
Okay, you just right click.
Oh, right click. Okay.
You just select in this particular derivation and you just right click, so you will get concatenate. Clear?
Okay, sir.
So now see, in the single I can do this particular hard coding. Now I press OK, I compile, and I run it. So one row as I got the output. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Understood the concept of the row generator, sir?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes.
Now let's see the concept of modify. Okay? Okay. So then let's see the concept of the head and tail also, because let's complete this. So we have head and tail. Head and tail is we don't use head and tail very frequently. Head and tail stage. Only when we require, we will be using this head and tail. Now what do you mean by head and what do you mean by tail? Okay. So this is comes with the concept of Unix. Little bit of Unix, the concept. So what is that concept? Let me clearly explain you what exactly the concept is. So suppose for example you have 10, 20, 30 and 40. Okay, this is the input data you are getting. Now you want top 2 records. You want top 2 records. So that is called head minus 2. So that is called head minus 2. If I want bottom 2 records, that is called tail minus 2. You understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
So head minus 2 is giving you the top 2 records and tail minus 2 is giving you the bottom 2 records. So this is how you are going to use it in the Unix. So let me show you in the Unix itself how exactly we can do it, then you will clearly understand. So let me go back, go here, Google. Are you able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
50 practice, sorry, Unix practice online. So here the PC emulator, this is the one which you need to click. So once you click, come down and you can see that start testing Linux commands in web browser. So just click this. So it is going to start. So by this way you can practice Unix also. Okay, so it got started. Now, so this is the Unix. So we'll discuss about this Unix later on, but don't confuse. So we have a file. Let's say I have a file. So how to create a file? Just remember, cat. Cat is a command to create a file. Cat greater than. This is a command to create a file. Cat greater than file.txt. So when you say cat greater than the file name, any file name, so the prompt is coming and it is asking you the data, what data you want to insert. So let me insert 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now you want to come out, press Ctrl D. Okay, so you press Ctrl D, then you came out after entering. Now the cat file.txt is having 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now if you want to read the file, what exactly the data is present, then you just need to write down cat file name. That's all. To create cat greater than file name, everywhere space, cat space greater than space file.txt. This is how you will create. And if you want to read the data, cat just the file name. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You got the data. Right? So just cat file.txt, this is the file name. Okay, now you want the top, right? So you put pipe. So pipe, what pipe says is, so cat file.txt, you are getting the output like this, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So when I keep pipe says don't print the output on the screen, you just pass the output as a input to other command. Okay, so see here, cat file.txt, I am printing the output, right?
Yes.
If I write cat file.txt and pipe, if I write after the command pipe, then what pipe is saying is, don't print the output on the screen, you pass out the output to the next command input. That means after the pipe, if you write down any command, head -4, if you write down this command, then pass the output of the first command to the input of the second command. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So the cat file.txt output, what is the output of the cat file.txt? It's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now this is an input to the head -4. So if you execute, then only 4 records will come. See, 10, 20, 30, 40. Understood, guys?
Okay. Yes.
So if I write down cat file.txt and if I write down head -2, then 10, 20. So cat file.txt is giving me the output, the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 only. But it is not printing. It is passing that output as an input to the head command. So cat file.txt tail -3, 30, 40, 50. Sir, understanding, sir?
Yes, sir.
So this is the
Yes, sir.
head and tail commands in the Unix. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we will be doing the head and tail. So similar fashion, we have this head and tail in the data stage as well. The same concept, the same thing. Okay. So what we need to do, whatever we are doing over here, the same thing applies in the debug stages. That is what we are going to see, how to put the head and how to put the tail. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So let's have a file. So I will write down header head. So I'll keep it as a head, the flat file name, and I will insert the data. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So this is the data I have in the flat file. Okay. Now I'll connect. So just close this jobs and I will connect. So what I will do, I will connect the flat file and then I will connect the head and I will connect to the other flat file as a target. Right?
Yes, sir.
So just let's create a new job, new parallel job. So first what you need to do, you need to save it, right?
Yes.
So first you need to save this particular parallel job. So once you set to save, what is the name you will give? You will give it as a head. Okay. Now once the head job is there, now get from the palette, get the flat file. So go to the file, get the flat file. Okay. Now after that, go to the development and debug and get the head stage. Okay. Now after that, get the flat file as a target. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just connect it. Okay, now just go and change the flat file name, C colon slash files slash head dot txt, and you have only one column. No need, no, when you have only one column, no need to think about the format,
Okay.
right? So no need to think about the format. So just give the column name ID, and this is an integer. So just press OK. Now if you want to view the data, whether we are getting the data, then just press view link data, and then you can see it. Whether the data is coming or not. So you got 10, 20, 30 and 40. I mean all the rows which is coming from the source. So now come over here. Okay. So this is the head. These are the properties of the head stage. Now if you see the columns, and you have the mapping. So now once you come over here, you just read. So all rows after skip is equal to false. So it copies all rows to the output. Okay.
Okay.
So if you just keep this one as a false, it will copy all the rows to the output without any skip positioning. If you keep any positioning to skip, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. So the number of rows per partition. Now here if you see how many partitions we are making, sir?
It seems like 10.
Two partitioning, because we are having two nodes, right?
Yeah, okay, yes.
Okay. So we are having two partitionings. So number of partitions you want, so that based on that it will copy the data. So each partition it will just check it out. Okay. So let's keep the number of row and number of rows is so only one. Okay. So coming to these partitions, if you want all the partitions, so it copies rows from all partitions. When it's set to true, it copies rows from all partitions. When you set to false, it copies from specific partition number. So when you keep it as a false, you need to specify the partition number, which partition number you want to read it. So the partition number ideally starts from 0 and then goes on 1, 2, 3 like that.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But if I don't want the partition number to keep and I want to copy all the rows from the partition, then you just need to keep true. Okay. Now here if you see number of rows partition is 1. Now if you see all the rows, there is a period and there is a skip. So period partition, copy every nth row per partition. So if you want to copy whatever the rows in the partition, you can copy it. That is a period. Now there is another thing like skip. So these are all things works under the partition. So how many rows you want to skip from the start? Okay. So I want to skip from the start. I want to skip first 4 records. So I have only 5 records. I just want to skip 2 records. Okay. Now I can remove this number of. So now when it comes to the period, when I keep it as a true, so the number of rows will be removed and it will be the period and the skip. So the number of period I want to copy it is 2. So when you keep it as a true, then it copies everything, whatever the partitions you are doing. So whatever the requested skip positioning you are doing, based on that it is going to copy it. Clear, guys?
Complicated.
Yeah. So let me show you that whether once the output has come, then you will clearly understand what exactly you need to do per partition. Now when you this is the most important thing is per partition. So you have a two different partitions, and based on that only this particular head and this particular tail is going to work out.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So let's keep this. So let's don't do any settings. Let's keep the simple. All rows after skip is equal to false. Number of rows per partition is equal to just 1 or 2. All partitions is equal to true. Just leave this one. Okay. Come over here. C colon slash files slash head underscore out dot txt. So this is what I'll keep it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is what I'll keep it. So then I'll run it. So compile it. So no columns are defined. So I didn't map any columns. Yes, okay. So just compile. And then you run it. So from 5, 4 rows have come. Just come over here. So number of rows per partition is equal to 2. Okay? So from each partition, you are taking only 2 rows, so you are getting 4. So if I keep 1. Okay? So number of records per partition is 1 I kept. Let's compile. Is that clear, guys?
Oh, yeah.
From each partition, you are taking only one row. So what rows you are getting, that you can see in the head output. So 10 and 20. So how this partitioning works? So 10 will go to one partition, 20 will go to one partition, 30 will go to one partition, 40 will go to one partition, 50 will go to one partition. Clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you are taking 2 records from each partitioning, 10, 20 and 30, 40. One record from each partitioning, 10, 20. Clear, sir?
Yeah.
So this is what the head partitioning is. I mean head. So the same concept with the tail. So this is a plain thing which we have done. Now if I want to do true, if I want to make it as a true, that means now you need to use the number of rows will be removed, and you have to use your period and as well as the skip. So if you want to copy whatever the nth row partition and you want to skip, you can use those values and you can see the records. Clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
So now come to the period per partitioning. So I want to copy from the starting. So I want to copy 2 rows and I want to copy 1. So let's keep it as okay. So press OK. I will compile. Got it. So why you are getting 2? Because you are copying it. So how many records you are just keeping it? So you are keeping 2 records in each partitioning and you are skipping one record.
Okay.
You got my point? Now let's go and see the data. You are getting 40 and 30. So 10 is removed from one and 20 is removing from one. So you are getting 30 and 40 from the other. And if you keep skip per partition is 2, and if I keep skip period per partition is 3. Let's keep it as 2. So only one row you have got it. What is that row? Because that is the last row which you have got. Clear? That's the 50. Because two records from each partitioning you have deleted it.
Right.
Understood?
Yes.
That's what you have skipped it. And only the last one which you have pending, you have got it. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So this is what you need to do. The same thing which applies for the tail. If you remove head, the same thing. The tail is also the similar concept. So just put the tail. It will work from the bottom. So number of rows per partition, if you just want to keep 1 and 2, you just need to keep it. Okay? So how many rows you want from this particular row partitioning, you can just need to keep. So just if I want 2 rows or 1 row from each partitioning, then it will pick up from the bottom. So 2 rows, 40 and 50. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is what, right? Tail minus 2, 40 and 50.
Yes.
So that is what it is going to do. Because this is how it happens. 10 will go to 0, 20 will go to 1, 30 will go to 0, 40 will go to 1, 50 will go to 0. Now from each partition it will pick up the last record. So from 50 it will pick up the 0. I mean for 0 it will pick up the 1. I mean 50. From 1 it will pick up the 40. So it is going to pick up these two. Right?
Yes, sir.
So that is what it is going to do. So clear, guys, with the head and tail?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just have a recording once again. Then go through it, and tomorrow we'll discuss about modify, and then the CDC. We'll discuss about the CDC. Okay. We discussed about the funnel, right?
Yes, sir.
So we'll discuss one more scenario on the funnel. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So just remind me. We'll discuss one more scenario on the funnel, modify, and if possible CDC. Okay.
Tomorrow,
Now,
tomorrow
guys, transformer is one of the complex stage. Okay. For transformer, we will take at least 2 days, 2 to 3 days to complete, because it's very difficult to understand, and I am sure that you people won't understand very easily. Okay. So it will take lot of time for transformer, and then we are going with the sequences. Sequences is very simple. 2 to 3 classes is enough. So just be concentrated. Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.